Hello and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of October 16th, 2019. A little bit more reasonable week this week for me. Last week was ginormously huge, but let's get right into it. First up, we have American Gods, The Moment of the Storm, number 6. This continues the comic book adaptation of Neil Gaiman's American Gods novel. I've enjoyed reading it in comic book form. I need to go back and reread the book itself. I really enjoyed that, so it's definitely on my list of stuff to go back and read, especially since I have an anniversary edition I need to dive into. Next up, we have Aquaman number 53. 80's on the next two, or the second one after the next one. Yeah, I'm still okay with Aquaman. I'm curious to see where we go. DeConnick is had a rough start to Aquaman, and then now it's kind of leveling out like a bit, but don't know if I'm going to be sticking with it for very much longer. I probably said that I'm just done or close to done. I'm still at that level where it hasn't turned me off completely. I know I'm trimming back on the variants, especially the $4.99 cardstock variants. I'm not getting those as much. If I see it in previews, it says $4.99 cardstock, boom, not ordering it. Sometimes I do, after seeing the artwork, go, yeah, I'll pick it up. But for the most part, I'm just, that $4.99 cover cost is just, no, not worth it. Next up, we have a dollar comic from DC, and that's for Batman 497, the breaking of Batman. Bane breaks Batman's back, of course. And so, yeah, this is the start of the Knightfall stuff that was really prevalent in the 90s, and everyone enjoyed all that wonderful stuff. But I will hold off on this for a second to talk about a book later on in my pull list, so stick with it. Next up, we have a Batman at number 81. City of Bane continues, and yes, we are continuing to get John Romita Jr. art, which is really bad. The inker and the colorist are amazing. You guys do a fantastic job. Yeah, it's really difficult to look at. Not the best thing to do right before the end is kind of give just an artist, like, people like him. Don't get me wrong. People like John Romita Jr. I do not anymore. His style has not aged well. It's a literal turnoff. I forgot to cancel the main covers on Batman this time because they were John Romita Jr. I should have just canceled them right away. But, oh well. But I'm looking forward to Tom King's story. Last issue was bearable, but we need to get away from Romita Jr. art and go into like the good stuff towards the end here, because we got 4 more issues and they need to be like solid. Next up, we have Flash Forward number 2. The first one was interesting. I'm curious to see where this goes, especially with Wally working with like one of the space entity guys. So we'll see. I know a lot of people are kind of just skipping it because they're pissed off at what happened with Wally and Heroes in Crisis. But I thought Heroes in Crisis was amazingly well done. It took a character that they brought back and kind of, instead of shoving him in just a Flash universe and being another Flash in a plethora of Flashes, because ever since Rebirth we've had Barry, we've had Wally, without people remembering him, and Iris Black Wally, and more speedsters. Joshua Williamson introduced a lot more in his run. So I think it's good that we are kind of seeing Wally go off and do kind of his own thing, despite the way he's going about it. I think it's fine. I have no problems with it. Does Flash Forward knock me off my feet? No, but we'll see how the story unfolds. Next up, we have Gideon Falls, number 17. This book is amazing. Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino just knock it out of the park with this book. It is fantastic. If you have not checked out Gideon Falls, go grab the first trade. It is really, really good, solid stuff in the vein of like horror and Exorcist, and just really just off the wall, really good stuff. Jeff Lemire has an eye for just really out there stories sometimes, and Andrea Sorrentino's art just makes it look so beautiful. Check it out. Next up, we have Justice League number 34. Scott Snyder's continuing his run here. We'll see what happens with apparently Doom wins in this. I'm really curious to see what happens going forward with DC into this year, the villain thing, and especially coming out of Justice League, what we're going to see. So yeah, but Scott has big plans, I think, and he's delivered so far. So we'll see how it goes. Next up, we have Killers number 4. Yep, it's an interesting book. There's assassins. People are trying to kill the assassins. They're trying to figure out who. It's not bad. It's valiant. It's a decent book. It's not something I'm like, oh god, it's horrible, but I like it. Next up is a new one from Dan Didio and Shane Davis, and that's Metalman number 1 of 12. I'm giving it a shot. I've tried Metalman in the past. I liked only one incarnation of it, and but I think the idea is really good. It's just the execution hasn't been the best with those characters. I did like them in the Legends of Tomorrow book, the giant thick one that they released 4 of, and had multiple stories in it. I like that story in there, but we'll see. Next up is another Valiant book, and this is actually a Valiant book. I'm kind of like, eh. And that's Psylords number 5. Part of me hopes this is the last issue because it's not that great. So we'll see. But yeah, Psylords, not the best. So we'll see what happens with that issue 5, and if it stays on my pull list. Next up is a new one from Boom, and that, or well, not a brand new one, but issue 1's come out. Issue 2 is out now, and that is Something is Killing the Children. Holy crap! The first issue was amazing. I can't I picked up the Jenny Friesen cover, loved it, read it. It was amazing. So I'm picking up issue 2. Just really solid horror kind of stuff. Yeah, if horror is your go-to, then this is definitely something, or anything dark in story telling. That's Something is Killing the Children up your alley. Next up is Star Wars Adventures Return to Vader's Castle number 3. This is for my son to put in his comic book box and read at some point. We'll see. I was holding on to the Batman Knightfall dollar comic here next to me because I wanted to pair it with what else is coming out this week, and that's Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Batman and Knightfall, penned by Scott Snyder. Snyder's doing some dark multiverse kind of versions of kind of these classic tales. So it's a good pairing to kind of pick up the original Knightfall and check it out, and then go and read the Batman Knightfall from the Dark Multiverse. So if you've never read this will give you a good sense of what Knightfall is about and what happens, and then you can just dive right into this. Or if you want, you can just dive right into the Tales of the Multiverse. They're Elseworld stories, and just I'm really super excited to see what those entail and what Snyder has in store for us, especially with that Batman Knightfall. So check it out. Check them both out. One's $1. It's not going to hurt you that bad to invest an extra $1 to kind of ease into it. Next up, we have Teen Titans number 35. Titans is okay. I've been enjoying it. Adam Glass has done a fairly good job with it. Of course, we have a traitor in the midst of the team, and it was revealed who it was last issue, so I'm curious to see where they go with it. But yeah, it's okay. It's good stuff. It's definitely a lot better than what I've been reading in the past. So yeah. Next up is Wonder Woman Come Back to Me number 4. This is the Jimmy Palmiotti, Amanda Connor Wonder Woman story from the Walmart specials from last year. So this is continuing that story on issue 4. It's been enjoyable so far. So if you haven't yet checked it out, you can either try and track down the issues or wait. It's probably going to be collected fairly soon here. Yeah. Next up is Wonder Woman, the Giant 100 page giant thing for basically Wonder Woman Giant number 1. Has a couple of new stories. I didn't get a chance to look real quick at this. Has only 4 stories in it. One is brand new, and that is the Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti one. The first one up there, but there's Wonder Woman, a couple others in there, and it also has an Amethyst story. So if you're like, who's Amethyst of Gem World, and you've been reading Young Justice or been curious about Young Justice, that might help you. So pick up that Giant Wonder Woman number 1. The Giants are great. They're $5. You get a ton, some new material. You get some reprint material that's really solid. Just good stuff overall. I recommend them. They've done a good job on these. DC's done them in the past, and they've just tanked. But I think these ones, they've put enough effort into it, and it really, really kind of wanted to make the quality solid. So if you get a chance, grab that Wonder Woman giant size, as well as the Batman, Flash, villains, and if you like Scooby-Doo, that giant size is out as well. If your local shop didn't really order them and you're looking for them, go to comicsconspiracy.biz. We have plenty, and you can order online, and we'll ship it out to you. That's it for my pull list, except for the variant covers I got. So I got the variant cover for Batman 81, and that's the Bane breaking Batman's back. That's a theme, seems to be a theme. Yes, it was a cardstock variant, but it's 100 times better than that Romita Jr. I didn't initially order it, but I saw it on the shelf and liked it a lot, and it was the Flash Forward #2 variant, so I picked that one up there. Philip Tan did a variant for Metal Men #1, so I grabbed that one as well. Yeah, and that is it for my pull list. I did get a special order. Well, it wasn't really a special order. It came in, I saw it, I was like, that's nice. But they came out with these Wonder Woman magnet, pin, and book set. So inside this little thing is about 5 magnets here. Just different magnets for Wonder Woman. My kids love magnets. We have tons of magnets on our refrigerator, but we don't have too many of the girl ones or girlish ones. So I grabbed this to make a little bit more for my daughter, but it's all Wonder Woman stuff. They have a nice pin here, Wonder Woman pin, and then of course inside is like a 48-page book that, what does it say? It says Wonder Woman's adventures in film, photography, art, and all that stuff. So just a cute little thing. It's fairly cheap. Like normally when you buy a magnet, it's like $3 to $5. You get 5 magnets, a nice pin for $13, and a little book. I think that worth it. Is the quality of the magnets like super high end? No, it's just kind of magnets with something printed on it. But hey, at least they're pretty cool, and they put some effort into it. So yeah, so check your shop to see if they got that. Next up is my reading list. I've been having a reading list a lot lately because we've been getting enough copies of certain books for me to check out. The first one is a new #1 from Image, and that's The Marked. I'm really curious to see what this one's all about, but we got extra in because they do an incentive thing or a return buyback thing. So I was like, hey, I'll give it a shot. Boom Studios, there's another one that came out from Boom that I'm not getting, even though I've enjoyed it. It's one that I'm definitely going to pick up in collected form, and that's Once and Future #3. First issue was great. I got to read an advanced copy of it, and issue 2 was good as well. So now I'm going into 3, let's see where the story goes. But really, really good stuff. Been enjoying it a lot. Next up is probably the biggest book of for Marvel this week, and that is X-Men #1 by Brian Hickman. By Hickman. Brian. Why am I saying Brian Hickman? Ugh, I'm so tired. Basically by Hickman. So what you need to know is this is the first book of 6 that's coming out from the stuff coming out of House of X and Powers of 10. Jonathan Hickman basically gives you a new X-Men title, so he's taken over. He posted something about like, oh, I didn't want the legacy numbering on there because it's like 645 is the legacy numbering. Yeah, 645 on the legacy, cool, but who knows? Marvel could renumber that 3 times between now and issue 700. Hell, they might even renumber back to hit 650 in a few issues. Who knows with Marvel? I enjoyed House of X and Powers of 10. I'm curious to see where Hickman takes this. The next books that are coming out are X-Force, New Mutants, and Excalibur, Fallen Angels, and and Marauders. I would honestly say check out X-Force and New Mutants for sure. New Mutants is going to be co-written by Hickman for at least a little bit. But if you do get one, your shop possibly ordered this to go along with the X-Men #1, and that's these trading card things. So it looks like it's just kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, It's basically these 6 kind of cards, trading card looking things for each issue of that's coming out. And so it's got the text, the weird new mutant text on the back. And they have actually included a key for you to check out at your leisure. There we go. For you to check out if you want. Yeah, so that'll have the corresponding letter for the symbol there. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, so X-Men #1 is out first. There's the card there for that. I don't know what's out next, but the 2 that I'm gonna try and I want to check out is I'm gonna check out X-Force there. I'm gonna check out New Mutants. And then there's basically Excalibur, Marauders, and Fallen Angels. So yeah, those are the ones coming out soon from Marvel. So you can check out. The dates are down here on the bottom. So New Mutants is on sale in November. Same thing with X-Force. Marauders is actually coming out in October, and Excalibur is coming out in October, and Fallen Angels in November. So it's up to you. But they gave out these nice little trading cards. But I think the coolest part is the key for all those codes that Hickman's been using in his books. So yeah, so that's it for this week's pull list. Not too bad, not too big. I like these weeks that are kind of calm. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Let me know what we're picking up. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them down there. I try and get on here as regularly as possible for a single dad to check those. But I do appreciate everybody's support and all that stuff. You can listen to me on the Comics Conspiracy podcast. We just finished recording episode 423, where we answer a whole bunch of listener questions. We talk about Joker's amazing numbers into the second week and potentially hitting $1 billion maybe down the line, but it has some stiff competition coming up. So yeah, so who knows? And we answer a whole bunch of listener questions. We nerd out about some stuff, and yeah, it's a generally good time. There's a link in the description below as usual for that. Please, again, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to help me and my fellow conspirators out through Patreon, you can do that at www.patreon.com/comicsconspiracy. For as little as $1 a month, you help us with hosting fees, getting food sometimes, and getting products. So thank you very much to all of our Patreon backers. It helps out immensely. You can help me out a little more directly if you click on any of the links in here on my YouTube channel or on my website, conspiratorbrock.com. Click on any Amazon links there. Buy something through Amazon. I get some Amazon money. It's great. Thank you for that. If you want to help me out a little more directly, I'm constantly purging. I've gotten some new stuff up this past weekend on my eBay page, so that's in the link in the description below. You can check that out as well. Since I moved, I've been like, I need to purge more stuff. So yeah, so definitely check that out. And if you get something, it helps me out immensely. Yep, just trying to get stuff done, organized after this move. Money's tight, but hey, getting by. So thanks for watching. Oh, we are having our sale at Comics Conspiracy this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday the 18th to Sunday the 20th. A whole bunch of deals going on. If you live in the Bay Area, come on down for the sale. If you don't live in the area, we are doing a coupon next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend, the weekend of the 26th. Excuse me, the weekend of the 26th. Yeah, so it's you can follow our newsletter and you can get that information there. Go over to comicsconspiracy.biz for that information. But yeah, that's a big sale weekend for me, which means work. But it never ends. I'm going to move boxes forever. So I think that's it for this week. Yeah, have fun, and I will see you. Oh, you can follow me on Twitter. My handle's @BrockSager. I'll see you next week.